Hello, welcome to Renaissance Minis. Today we're going to do a project. We're going to turn this into this. Let's get started. All right, so what you'll need, of course, is a lid, and you'll need some Eileen's Tacky Glue, some Craft Smart paint. This is in brown metallic acrylic paint, and Craft Smart is available at Michael's Crafts. This is also available at Michael's Crafts. This is some waxed cotton cord, the one with the smaller one and the larger one. You can find this in the jewelry section for making necklaces. You'll also need some wire. I'm using the gold wire, but you can definitely use black or bronze or silver wire, whatever wire you have around. Dollar Tree also has a wire. This is an 18 gauge wire, and also available from Michael's Crafts. You'll need a piece of cardboard, something with a little flex that's not too thick, preferably from the back of a notebook, and you'll need some beads. Now these beads I got at Walmart, and here's this brand here, available at Walmart in the crafts section. And this particular 3 strands of beads contains these type of beads with the little gold ones that we're going to add to the end of the sword, or you can use silver or small wooden beads if you'd like, whatever you choose for that. And then you'll need an X-Acto knife. I like to use a small one on this project because we're going to get really detailed on that handle. And you'll need a pair of needle nose pliers that'll help you to bend the wire, and you'll need a pair of scissors. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out a piece of this cardboard. We're just going to cut the edging off, and it's going to be really super small. This is going to be the handle of our sword. So you want to cut a little piece off, like about that big. And I'm going to show you this in centimeters just so you get an idea of how small this is. It can be even thinner, actually. I think I'm going to go with this end. There's the measurement in centimeters. You will need 2 pieces. Measuring 1 centimeter. So that's going to be our handle. We're going to put that to the side for a minute. All right, so we're going to take our lid here and we're going to cut this into a sword. So I'm going to use this ribbed section, this outer edge, and I'm just going to cut into here. because I'm going to be using that ribbed section for the handle, so we're going to cut into a V. See if we get this right the first time. So we're going to keep this rippled part here. We like that, but we're going to trim off this end piece and make it straight. And then we're going to come up the blade. Instead of going down the blade, we're going to cut up the blade. It's easier that way. So we're going to put the angle in here on it now. That's how I initially did my first sword, was I did it this way, because I could control that angle of the blade, how I wanted it to look. And this is actually the rippled part, so we're going to cut this part off. We just want the ripple edge on the handle part. We don't want it down here. So now we're going to come in and we're going to cut up this blade. We're going to do a little V there. That looks good. So get it how you want it, the thickness that you want it. That looks pretty good. You can see I have this ripple here at the end. I'm going to straighten that out. There we go. That looks good. So you'll get a piece like that. It looks like a nice blade. All right, so going back to the handle pieces I cut, I didn't like them. I think they were a bit too small. I do like this one better. It's a little bit thicker, but you can choose your thickness to whatever style sword you'd like, because there are different types of styles of swords. So here's the measurement here on my thickness that I'm choosing for the sword handle. And I'm just going to keep it in one piece so I can compare the size, because this also varies depending on the type of sword. So I think, let's see, kind of want to match this one. So let's go with something like that. And I'm going to leave a little extra because you can detail this sword handle. So here is the centimeters. Oops. The centimeters we're using for the width of this handle. So now I'm going to cut another piece that matches that exactly. And you can do this before or after you apply it to the sword itself, whichever you choose. All right, so now we have our two pieces here. So we're going to take some Eileen's tacky glue, and we're going to place it on the sword right about at the point we want the handle to be. I'd put a little pretty generous amounts there. You really want it to stick. And then take your two pieces and place one on one side and one on the other side. You may want to use some tweezers to do this. It's a little bit difficult. Then I take my fingernails here and I'm going to indent on both sides of this and squeeze so that it looks like it's like a part of the sword. And you can use Eileen's clear tacky glue too if you'd like, but this should dry clear. Okay, so now that we have that on there, I'm going to go ahead and cut a V here. Cut these corners off to make a V shape. Like that. And then I'm going to take some paint and we're going to paint this. Let's see, so I'm using this color here. It's a bronze color. I think it's really great, but you can definitely do whatever you like. I'm going to wait for that to dry. While that's drying, we're going to go ahead and take our wire and we're going to string a bead on it. I'm just going to use one of these little gold ones. Put it right on the 18 gauge wire. I'm gonna, so that doesn't fall off on me right away, I'm going to go ahead and bend this edge over. And let's see, is that going to be long enough? Let's go, I'm going to go a little bit longer on this edge. And then I'm going to also fold this other edge over. Nice and tight. Then I'm going to cut it equal with the other side. So you have a piece that looks like this. I like to just push it down with my fingers. A bit more glue. And then cut the ends off. Oh. Now those scissors are dull. Too much tin cutting. All right. And then there's this extra piece right here. We're going to cut that off. Going with my really teeny scissors, we're going to cut that off. Yep. All right, so now you have your sword with your handle. And now we're going to add that bead to it. So we're going to put the little bead on a little piece of wire like this, and then we're going to nip these ends off shorter. So that you have a little piece like this. And the wire is basically the brace for the bead, something for the bead to attach to. You could glue the bead directly to the tip of the sword here, but it may come off. So I just thought the wire was better. So now you can put the sword handle put the wire around the sword handle like that. And then go ahead and put some glue on that. And then we're going to take some clear Eileen's tacky glue. And we're going to put it on here to hold this metal piece on. I'm just going to put it on there. And then that metal piece will stick to the cording, which will give it a little bit more support so that the bead won't come off. And there you have your sword. Stay tuned for my next video on how to do a shield. Thanks so much for watching. Click subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Click like if you like this content, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.